Welcome back everybody to episode 32, I believe, in our F1 Manager series, with Dario being the boss of AlphaTauri. Got the Canadian Grand Prix up today, round 9, and we will have a new part for the car, which will be exciting to use. I think it's been the first part we've got for a few races. Yeah, as you can see, we have our new rear wing being completed tomorrow, and we've still got a couple more days after that before we head to Montreal. So let's get it all ready. Rear wing has been designed, better airflow sensitivity, DRS delta, drag reduction, and also better downforce. So it's going to take 3 days. 2 for rushed. So we definitely need some for emergency, so I'm going to go... We'll go 4 just so both guys have a spare, just in case. Manufacturer, here we go. Rear wing. So we're going to design... We'll go another 6. We probably will go rushed on this, just so it's ready in 12 days versus 18. So we'll do that. And we're going to put these on the car now, be able to see how it works. Oh, that's... wrong button. Manage the build, that's what I want to do. Rear wing. Okay, so let's see how it actually affects this, huh? So it gives a bit of a boost in DRS, eh? We go from 11th and 13th to 5th and 9th. So that's pretty good. So we'll install that on both our cars. And how long do we have here? We do a new design. We have... oh, we only got 6 days to the end of the period. So there's no real point in trying to fast track something there. So let's just get to Montreal unless something happens. So I'll catch you in Canada.
Formula One is back in Montreal. Let's hope it's not going to be Groundhog Day. The local rodents have disrupted more than one race day here in the past. The Canadian Grand Prix is ready to kick off, and the only drama on the tracks we want to see is the best drivers in the world battling it out for a place on that podium. Gilles Villeneuve is a quick, free-flowing circuit in parts, with a stop-start aspect thrown in for good measure around the chicanes and hairpin bends. Medium-speed downforce will play a large part in avoiding the wall of champions and ensuring success at this iconic track. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell.
So it's going to be a completely dry weekend, no rain in sight. And we will see how we go around here. New rear wing should help. Canada is typically a high-speed track, so hopefully we'll be able to be in the mix with Ferrari and Red Bull. I will catch you after practice is done with.
Radio check, radio check.
Yep, radio is good, drift's good.
It's green now.
We've just had a crash on the track. Let's have a look. Now just focus on the Haas. Dear me, they won't have been expecting that.
Yellow ahead.
Yeah, copy.
Here's the replay. Now, just watch the Mercedes here. Clearly, something went very, very wrong there. Oh, and that's a crash. We can take a look now. So this was the Aston Martin. And that's an off, and a big off. We've just had a spin. Let's see what happened there. Right, watch this. There's Schumacher. What a spin! Welcome back as we continue our race weekend with practice soon to finish and then qualifying hot on its heels. By the end of the day, we'll know who's leading at the front, who's packing out the midfield, and who's bringing up the rear. All 20 drivers competing will be pushing their cars to the limit, pushing themselves to the limit too. But if they can push beyond those limits, well, the very best find themselves mounting a challenge for the championship. Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One. There's been a crash.
Got back a bit.
Here's the replay. Now watch this. Here's Alonso's car. Oh, a nasty crash there.
Okay, all 3 practice sessions are done with, and I think we had a pretty good Friday and Saturday so far. We used Liam Lawson in practice 1 instead of Pierre, just to give him a bit of seat time, and he ended up 6/10 off Danny Rick, 3rd fastest time for the young Kiwi, and Daniel topped the charts by just under half a second to Max. Nothing really happened, I don't think, in practice 1. It was mainly practice 2 and 3 that things started getting a little crazy. Pierre and Daniel led the way in practice 2, a quarter of a second between those two, and then they were about 4/10 clear of the next fastest car, which was Leclerc and the Ferrari. I think there was a incident. Yeah, Albon crashed out pretty early on. Right in front of Ricciardo, actually. He crashed, I think it was at the World of Champions. And that was his session done in like the first 10 minutes. And then in practice 3, we had a few incidents. George Russell crashed around halfway through. And I believe Alonso crashed towards the end. Yeah, you can see he only did 28 laps and George did 15. So they were the 3 biggest incidents. There were a few spins, a couple drivers ran a bit wide, but nothing really to write home about. As you can see, we didn't really push very hard in practice 3, and we actually did not save a second set of medium tires. I'm actually leaning towards going medium hards if there's an early safety car, or going medium soft if we can stretch it, or even medium soft, depending on how bad the tire wear is. The mediums say they can do around, I think it's 45 laps, and the softs are about 33. So let's find out where we'll start the race. I'll catch you at the end of quali.
We've had a crash. We can take a look now. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. They've lost control, and there's the crash.
At the end of all 3 qualifying sessions, and Verstappen put in an amazing time at the end of Q3 there to be fastest by 6.5 tenths over the 2 Ferraris. We are 5th and 7th, pretty happy with that. Pierre found his fastest lap there in Q3. Ricciardo couldn't quite manage that achievement, otherwise he would have been on the 2nd row. I think he would have the exact same time as Checo, so maybe he would be starting 4th or 5th, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes. The Red Bulls look real good. It's going to be a tough ask to knock those guys off, but we'll give it a go. If we want to win the championship, we're going to have to face up to days like this where we do not have the best car and it's all about damage limitation. So we'll see what we can do in the race. Hopefully we have the right strategy going forward. Let's see where we go from here, eh?
The grid is packed and there's electricity in the air, but there's no surprises in that. It's race day.
Alpha Tauri did rather well in qualifying. Let's see if they can manage to achieve a strong start for the race itself. The work Red Bull did during qualifying was nothing short of spectacular. Now let's see if they can repeat that for today's race. And the weather is sunny here today, apart from a few clouds. Let's hope they remain scattered on the horizon.
And each team will be hoping that fortune is on their side. So bon chance to them and their drivers for this Canadian Grand Prix. Now we should have good weather for the race, and that will be welcome news for the teams. And there we have Pierre Gasly. They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. And behind them, it's Ricciardo. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. The race start is mere seconds away. The drivers are ready and raring to go. It's the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Cheers, Crofty. Let's see what everybody's on. Everybody except Perez, Lewis and George are on the hard or medium tire, sorry. Those guys are on the soft. Interesting.
Good job.
He is trying to get around Sergio.
That's it.
He might have managed it. I think he has. Yeah, I'm going to go back to neutral for this, I think. And I think we'll also go standard for the tyre.
Yeah, take it easy.
And we'll see how we go from here.
Back off.
Sainz
Okay.
got past Max. So that's big for us. But I'm guessing Sergio is going to be flying on those soft compound tyres. Nobody has smacked the wall yet. It's like we're all going to make it through for lap 1. Alright. Pierre has set fastest lap so far, but it's very early days. Verstappen has taken the lead, although Carlos is giving him a run for his money. See if anybody can get around
This is good score.
the Red Bull. Red Bull is quick, man. We saw that in qualifying. 6 tenths. Over 6 tenths quicker. He's not really doing anything, is he? Okay, Ricciardo looks to be out of DRS range right now. Although I think he might have just got it. He did get it. But he is out of range. So we might have to... Oh, he's back in range now. No, he's out. So I'm going to deploy a little bit of energy here.
Use energy if you need it.
To make sure he stays in range.
Okay, understood.
And he's back in, so that's good. We're still burning through our fuel. But we are good on that, so I'm not overly concerned about that. I wonder how much tyre we actually managed to save. Not much. Okay. Sector 1 incident somewhere.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
That all locked up.
Let's have a look. Alpha Tauri gained a place. Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel. Well, they've lost it. They've locked up.
Yeah, I do not really want to go
There's been a lockup.
onto a set of the hards.
Let's see what happened there. Now here we see Max Verstappen. And yes, that's the lockup.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake for Max there. Ricciardo is just in range. Yep. Verstappen's 4.5 seconds behind us. We are halfway through this stint, essentially. Oh, Pierre!
Thoroughly bought.
Copy.
Safety car. Okay, so Pierre crashed then, so we're going to go conserve for Ricciardo. I think we're going to wait and see what front guys do here. So Pierre is going to have to pit, so we are going to give him a new front wing, and he's going to go into the hards now, I think. I think that's probably the right call for him. We know the hards can go the end of the distance, so we're going to get him on here.
It's a collision. Let's
Like-
take a look at the replay.
Yeah, just locked up.
And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
Okay, so the safety car
Safety car.
is out. Pierre does have a penalty. That's fine.
Understood.
Now, I would like to see, actually, what else has he got damage to? Minor damage on the chassis, terminal on the front wing. Okay. Do we switch it up here? Maybe we should see what Carlos Sainz is going to do. If Sainz doesn't pit, we're going to pit. Okay.
No DRS.
I think we're going to pit now. So we need to be harvesting. We'll go conserve and harvest on both. We'll go driving clean air and all that good stuff. And I think, yeah, we're going to box Ricciardo here. I know I said I wouldn't do this, but I think it's probably the right call for this right now. If he manages to make it. And he's in. So is Lewis.
Okay.
Okay, Ricciardo is in. And out. Gasly is serving his penalty. And he's away as well. Okay, so what did Lewis go on to? Lewis is on hards. Lando did not pit. And we have served our penalty as far as I know. So we're just going to wait, I guess. We don't have to stop again now. We are good. Stop. Okay, we need to not pit. We need to change this back to avoid the curbs. We're also going to say, don't worry about not fighting your teammate, because you're in front of him, so there's no point. So when will Mr. Science go? We're going to go push on the engine right now. He's gone now, so we're going to go standard. And we're going to see if we can get around
You can stop lift and coast.
Lando. We're going to have to go overtake for him as well.
Use overtake.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see if we can do this. So we won't worry about sticking this on there. We'll go back to neutral.
We can take a look now. Daniel Ricciardo involved here.
Hangs it round the outside.
And there they go, moving up a position. Just incredible manoeuvring.
Round the outside. Got him. Okay. Back to normal for Mr. Gasly. And now we got to see what he can do about a 3-second gap. So Lewis is right with us. Verstappen leads. Sainz pitted. We don't really need to do anything, because we are the only guys there that have actually stopped. So, oh, there you go, those guys are in. And I guess Esteban will be pitting reasonably soon. So I'm guessing Esteban will probably pit, and he does. Okay, so now we are going to tell Ricciardo to go deploy here. Likewise, we're going to tell Pierre. So we're going to go. So what did Verstappen go on to? Max is on a set of hards.
Use energy.
That's a spin! Here's the replay. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. And there it is. That's where they spin out.
So George is 12 seconds behind us. Yeah, has a look. And has got him. Okay, so no he doesn't.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Alright, well we're going to go back on neutral for both of them. It says that Pierre still has a penalty. I don't know if he will. But while we are here, I vote we harvest some energy. And see if we can stick with Lewis.
Like a spin.
Max has not had a good day.
We can take a look now. Now here we see Max Verstappen. They lose it there. That's the spin.
He's not had a good one, eh? Down in P14. So it's just us versus Lewis right now. What's Lewis's tyres at? 81. Okay, you know what? we're going to go light, see if we can claw back some of our tyre. Ricciardo is dropping off a bit, but I'm hoping that Lewis and Pierre will fight and make Danny Rick catch back up again.
Alpha Tauri gained a place.
Maybe not. Okay, we'll go balance for him then, I guess. Actually, you know what? No. We'll go push and we'll go light on the tires. See if that does anything to maybe get Ricciardo somewhat back. Okay, so we've got 17 laps, so I'm going to tell Pierre now to pit. So the delta is going to be about 2 seconds a lap. So yeah, we're going to tell Pierre to pit here. It says we can do 37 laps on this tyre. So we're going to tell Pierre to pit. We're going to go back to standard for that. Actually no, we'll go... We've got to go back to standard for both of them, I think. We'll go just aggressive, I think, on the tyres right now. So we are going to see about this. Pierre is going to be in. In he comes. We'll pit Ricciardo next time by. We're hoping he comes out in front of Albon. Oh, he has the penalty still, of course. So there he goes. So good thing we did not box Ricciardo. But we will this time by.
Okay, I'll box this lap.
He emerges just behind George. Okay. Not quite. So let's see what Ricciardo can do. He's 5 seconds behind Lewis. He is in.
Okay, turn your pit lane.
We might chew up a bit of that energy, or not energy, the fuel
Pit limiter.
for Pierre. So he doesn't have the penalty. So he comes out with them as well, or just about with them. A couple seconds behind.
Really good job.
So now we need to get around Carlos.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's see what happened there. Now look at this. It's Pierre Gasly. Gaining a position there. Oh, they make it look so easy.
Now we did say it was all about damage limitation. So that's what we got to try and do here. We're going to put Danny Rick on a bit of pace here. So now we'll see exactly what we can do here. Ricciardo is closing that gap. It was 3 seconds and now it's 2.
Yellow flag 15, yellow 15.
Oh,
Let's have a look. Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this one. Thank goodness nobody else was involved. That was a big crash.
he might need a new wing. Is Lewis going to pit? He carries on. He's missing part of his nose cone. Yeah, left, sorry, wing end plate, not nose cone. Well, that's going to help Pierre even more now. Yeah, the gap's 12 seconds now.
Verstappen has stopped.
Okay, gotcha.
No DRS. Virtual safety car.
Virtual safety car. Okay. Virtual safety car, so we're going to go conserve and also harvest. Because then we can just push on what we have.
Lift and coast will help.
Okay, understood.
Let's take a closer look. Now here we see Max Verstappen. And that's an off, and a big off.
His front wing go flying there.
And that was a bitter blow for the team. And it may have really hurt their overall chances.
Yeah, Max is under pressure around this place. He's still not in the points. P8. 4 seconds behind Leclerc, basically, for that final point. Don't know how long this VSC is going to last. Keep going, though. Lewis has 14.5. He pits. He pits for a new wing. Pierre leads, Ricciardo in P3. So now I think we're all on the same thing, right? Yeah, Lewis is on softs as well. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to go deploy, I think. Need to close up to Lewis with Ricciardo.
Virtual safety car engine. DRS is enabled. Use energy.
And of course, Pierre's got his penalty out of the way. So we need to see if Danny Rick can close up to Lewis Hamilton here. Pierre's got 3 seconds. 10 laps to go. Ricciardo is there. We're going to say overtake. Oh, the crossover.
2 to go.
Who gets DRS? I think Ricciardo did. He did. Okay, so we're just going to go full on aggression, I think, with the tyre.
Use everything from the tyres.
Or the... yeah, and see what we can do here. So Pierre starts his last lap.
Copy.
Gonna have to go and overtake if he wants a shot. Let's watch Pierre.
Checkered flag.
Really had to fight hard for that one.
There you go, 1-2. Good job, boys.
Checkered flag.
Fantastic day.
It's a good day for the team. Good points.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Take all the pickup on the way in. Get lots of pickup.
The 2 AlphaTauris, 2 Mercs and 2 Ferraris got the points today. There's a hell of a battle with Lewis there. Pierre got lucky with that VSC and able to clear Lewis in that pit stop. And Ricciardo just held on at the end. Excellent drive from both of them.
Well, this this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. Everyone involved in Formula One dreams of seeing their driver up there on the podium. The Frenchman was in sublime form today, fully deserving of his podium finish here. For these drivers, they'll be taking home their trophies and a decent haul of points for their team. I think AlphaTauri will be very pleased with that result.
Yep, they managed to bring everything together. Strategy, engineering and driving. They've had a very strong weekend indeed.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
For the next round, we're heading back to the heart of the UK. Get ready for a race to remember in Silverstone, the cradle of Formula One.
So there you go, your podium: Pierre Gasly and Daniel Ricciardo, first and second for us, and Lewis P3 there for Mercedes. A really good drive, I thought. He worked his tail off and made us really have to fight for that one. Sainz gets P4, George P5, up 6 spots there because of course he qualified outside the top 10, so good drive from George. And Charles down in P6 there, picks up the final point. Only on the one stop. He was probably one of the few. Esteban did it as well, I guess. Vettel, first man out of the points in P7. Zhou Guanyu and Albon, really good day for Aston Martin, 8th and 9th respectively. Ocon P10 on his one-stop strategy. And Latifi up 7 spots, beating out his teammate. K-Mag in the Haas's there. Bottas P13. Verstappen, as we said, had a dreadful day. Down 13 spots after qualifying on pole by over 6/10. No points to show for it. Yuki P15 for McLaren there, edging out his teammate. Lando for 15th and 16th there. Alonso had a tough day, P17 in the other Alpine. And then Stroll and Schumacher, the 2 Williams drivers. Mick Schumacher, the only man a lap down. And of course Perez got torpedoed by Gasly about 15 laps into the race, which basically changed the whole thing. Drivers' Championship, Ricciardo leapfrogs past Charles for P3 there, and of course cuts the gap down to Verstappen. It's now 4 points between those two, with Charles a further 4 points back. So a race win covers 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Yeah, scoots away a bit. Gap goes from 5 points to 15. Sainz up a spot there with his P4. And George doesn't quite get past Fernando there, but he does get a couple points to bring him within a point of the Spaniard. And that is all who has scored points. 9 drivers is it. Constructors wise, we gain max points and have a lead of 28 over Red Bull, and Ferrari are 24 points behind in P3 there, with Mercedes gained a couple points on the Italian team, but still 21 points behind in 4th, and Alpine are the last team to score points with 7 of them. I think Fernando scored all of their points, didn't he? He has, yes. So a big payout for us. We essentially made, we would have made 6 million, but of course we had to pay out our drivers for doing really good. So we make just over 4.2 mil today. I think we had a couple of our clauses, or performance clauses, end, which is why we raked in a bit more money than usual. But I will definitely take it. research on the underfloor is finished. Manufacturing for the side pods, suspension as well. And we've got a design being finished in a day for the suspension. So that'll be on the next episode. We'll have a new suspension for Silverstone. Will be pretty good for us. And the aerodynamic testing period has begun today. So we'll be able to do a couple things for that. Both our drivers have points, so we'll put those in right now. Ricardo, he just needs more pace, doesn't he? So we'll go cornering for him. Pierre, I think we're going to go smoothness for him because he needs to be a little bit better on the tires. I've noticed that between him and Daniel, he chews them up a little bit more. So we'll go that for him, and we'll just see if Liam Lawson has any points. He does not. That's fine. There you go, the board, absolutely delighted with that race. And telling us that it's boosted their confidence in us. So there you go, as it should, as it should. Excellent job by everybody today. And T has telling us that the suspension has been manufactured, our underfloor research is done, and then our head of aero, Dickon Baumforth, is telling us that the new testing period begins today, which we will do next time in episode 33, I think. We'll figure out what we can do. We're obviously going to have a little bit left over from last time, of course, because the suspension is not going to be ready until tomorrow. But hey, that's not going through any of our design stuff. We can do two things, definitely, and then probably another design, just to keep up on the development, because we are getting halfway through the season and we're still in a bit of a fight with the Red Bull boys. So I'd like to be able to keep that leg up on them if we can. Well, that's going to be the end of this episode. Let's see if we can continue to perform like we have the last few races. I'll catch you then. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, you can hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you want to leave a comment, go right ahead. This is Mystic Tez signing off. See you later.